It is the 18th day of March 2022, and more importantly, it is Friday, so you know what it is. It is the weekend, and there's so much to look forward to when it comes to sports, from football to Formula One. So many sporting activities across the globe this weekend, and definitely we'll be reviewing the first race of the 2022 Formula One season, which begins in Bahrain, and that's the Bahrain Grand Prix. Remember, for Formula One, you have testings, you have practice sessions on Friday, you have qualifying on Saturday, and then the Grand Prix itself, that's the race proper, on Sunday. So the rivalry between Max Verstappen, the current world champion, although some would say it's controversial, and Lewis Hamilton, the 7-time champion, is definitely on. And I'm sure by Sunday, we will have a first glimpse of what the season will hold, especially for those two rivals. It's on that note I welcome you to the Friday edition of the Arena. It promises to be another exciting edition of the show. It's the last for the week, and I'm Samson Oluyede, your host for the show. Now, I'm not doing this alone. I've got a Formula One expert with me. I've got Joshua Itua, who joins me via the phone, Zoom precisely. And Joshua, good afternoon. Welcome to the show.
Hi Samson, how you doing?
I'm all right. You look you look relaxed and cool. It's the weekend. It's almost like you're ready to boogie down, you know.
Yeah, I've been waiting for this season to kickstart for the longest time. So okay. Glad that we have something to look out for this weekend.
Definitely. I think everyone, you know, when we witnessed the controversy of the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix back on the 12th of December, I think everyone was already counting down to March 20th in terms of the commencement of this season, to see how the rivalry between Max Verstappen and, you know, Lewis Hamilton will be reignited this season, and that is definitely you know, on the horizon right about now. So let's start from the world of Formula One. Apparently, the Bahrain Grand Prix this Sunday. What are we expecting? Practice sessions today, Saturday, as I said, qualifying, and the race itself Sunday. What should we expect from the teams? New cars, new engines. You know, what should we expect?
So kicking off with this season, I think the first thing to expect is a report from the investigation that went into Abu Dhabi last season. So yeah, so we're expecting to see that that report issued out on Saturday at the World Motorsport Council, when the World Motorsport Council has their meetings. Yeah. So that would then kickstart us fully into the season. The expectation is that should just close out from last season, and we can fully focus on this season. And yeah, so but ahead of this season, we're getting news reports that Sebastian Vettel has taken ill with COVID, and he'll be out of the race. And in his place, Nico Hülkenberg has been drafted.
Definitely, we'll even get there. Definitely, equal pay when you consider that of his rival at Mercedes, Lewis Hamilton. More importantly, it sets him on track to earn over $1 billion in you know, over the next 10 years, because right now he's just 24 and is going home with about $40 million a year. That is outside of you know, sponsorship and all other revenues that will be coming in from merchandise and what have you. So what do you make of the new deal for Max Verstappen?
Yeah, I think first off, Max is a quality driver. Yeah, he's a top guy, starting from his first race with Toro Rosso and then winning the championship last year. I can totally understand why Red Bull wants to keep him for that long, because he's a very fast guy. So, and giving him that put him in the same pay bracket with Lewis Hamilton is confirmation of his stature as the only guy who has been able to push Hamilton to the line. Yes, so and Red Bull, they would like to see more of that. That's why they've chosen to reward him for that kind of skill. And you know, in Formula One, the usual contract duration is between 2 to 3 years, because it's a changing sport, and they gave him 5, which means the team believes in him, and he also believes in the team, because he says when he won the championship last year, he says he wants to race with them forever. So it's like he's looking like a match made in heaven for them. So he understands the car, he understands the team, and they are willing to back him all the way. So I'm interested to see how he performs going forward, to then justify this this big salary that he's getting, because to whom much is given, I mean,
much is expected.
A lot is expected from him. So let's see how he performs with this one.
Talking about the big salaries receiving, you look at $40 million out, just for racing. Again, Verstappen is someone who commands a great followership, especially with the Dutch people. When it comes to Formula One, he has that appeal when it comes to merchandise sales and all of that. We're looking at close to possibly $70–80 million a year. If you look at $40 million aside from racing.
Yeah, so that's just on the salary bit. So because he's the only driver from the Netherlands on the grid, and he has like a strong following. When if you look at the race at Zandvoort, if you look at Austria, if you look at the race in Belgium as well, he commands a lot of following. So he should be able to capitalize on that and earn extras from appearance fees, from branding and all of that. So in essence, you would see that his annual earnings might be close to 70, 80, 100 million if he has a good financial team working his image and trying to get quality deals for him off the track. So I think he has earned it. He's a talented young man, and he should be able to sell his brand globally, just the way Lewis is doing with fashion and with all the other side interests that he has going on. But I mean, Max is not a fashion guy. I mean, so he's more like he's more of the game. Yeah, so he's more gaming and all of that. So whatever his interest lies, I'm sure his team will be able to capitalize on it now that he now has that world champion beside his name. So that carries a lot of brand power.
Well, let's see how that pans out for Max Verstappen. Remember, the deal is signed, or the new deal is signed, is for the next 5 years. But at the tender age of 24, going on 25, he still has probably 10 years at the top of racing, and that could probably see him earn over $1 billion when it comes to career earnings. Remember, only 6 sports stars have been able to achieve that in the history of sports. You're talking about Floyd Mayweather Jr. as expected, Roger Federer, LeBron James, Tiger Woods in the mix, Michael Jordan, and who else am I missing? Yeah, that's about it when it comes to 6 players who have earned over $1 billion when it comes to career earnings. Now, to wrap up this Formula One discourse, let's delve into the issue of purse money, or prize money, I beg your pardon, when it comes to Formula One. Most Formula One fans may not know that drivers do not get paid, when it comes to the prize money. Rather, it's teams that pay their drivers. They collect salaries. But the prize money for Formula One is shared among teams. Joshua, let's look at this. How does this work? I know there's a formula. You have columns on how teams are paid based on performance over the last 2, Formula One seasons, among other things. But to the layman out there watching who does not really understand, who doesn't have a full grasp of what it is, kindly give us a breakdown of the prize money in Formula One.
Revenue is a big, the sharing formula is a bit complex, but they've been able to.
Hello, are you there? Okay.
I'm sure, can you hear me?
Yeah, I did. For a few seconds, I couldn't hear you. Kindly repeat so that the viewers can hear you again.
Yeah, I said the revenue is split 50%. So the first 50% goes to the 10 teams.
Yes.
While the other 50% goes to Formula One shareholders. Now, in the 50% that goes to the teams, that's the 10 teams inside, you now have 2 separate columns, of which 23.7% goes equally to the 10 teams, right? Right? In the second column, the remaining...
Hello? Hello? Okay, seems we have a bit of issues there with the network connection, but hello, can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I can.
Yeah, kindly take it up from the second column. That's where I couldn't hear you again.
Okay, all right. So for the second column, right?
Yes.
That so another 23.7% is split across the 10 teams based on where they finished in the season. So teams like Mercedes will get more than Red Bull will get more than Ferrari, and all of that. As you go down. Then there's another 2.5% that's given to Ferrari, especially. So because that's because they have a special contract with the with Formula One. And you know, Ferrari has been in the sport for a long time. So they're one of the oldest teams. Yeah, and because of that legacy, because of that brand that is associated with the sport, Ferrari gets a special 2.5% of the pie, which is actually quite interesting. Then there's also another split that is made. So there's a threshold, like a 650 million threshold.
Yes.
Whereby anything Formula One earns above that 650 million is split. Again, that's another pot of money that's being shared. Yes. So that's so any excess over 650 million is shared. So it goes to the historically successful teams. That's Ferrari, Williams, McLaren and Renault. Yeah, then it also goes to the top 3 guys in the Constructors' Championship. That's Mercedes, Red Bull, and Ferrari. So those are the additional incomes that they get. And most of this depends on where you finish in the season. That's why you see a lot of teams prioritizing the team championship, because that's where the money is. And because it's an expensive sport, they try to finish as high as possible so that they can get a lot of income from Formula One. Yeah, and
yes, sure.
Estimated earnings so the sports made estimated earnings of about 1.38 billion in 2021, which is a lot of money. So there's a lot to play for this year.
Exactly, a lot to play for. Joshua, thank you so much for that comprehensive breakdown of the prize money when it comes to Formula One.